What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of the Medalist Table. So, this is our podcast. My name is Noah Malone. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm a Paralympic track and field runner for Team USA. 6-time Paralympic medalist. Just came home with 3 from Paris in 100, 400, and the universal relay, gold, silver, and bronze. So, it's a good experience in Paris. And now you're about to explain who you are.
I'm Ariana Ramsey. I am a full-time rugby player. We won bronze for the first time ever in the Olympics in Paris. I also attended Tokyo. We did not medal there. And I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And yeah, you can see our medals here. This is Noah's gold medal. The rest are in the case. And mine are here, the bronze medal. So our podcast is the Medalist Table, like he just said, and we're going to talk about our athletic experiences, a variety of different topics. We want to engage with you guys, so answering live Q&A questions. We're going to talk about live events, things that are currently happening.
Yeah, so really it's just us for just to naturally engage, have conversation. When we start she's already in season now, but when I get in season and we're both in season at the same time, we're just going to be here to recap different competitions, how is training going, practice.
We're going to set up a questions little tab every single week for you guys to ask questions. And at the end of every podcast, we're going to answer like 5 to 7 questions. But this first episode, we're just going to solely be answering your guys' questions to start fully engaging with y'all. So you guys can get the original scoop on us and who we are, what we do, and what we're about. So we're just going to get started. All right.
I'll go ahead and,
you go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. This one's for you specifically. So, what got you into rugby when you first started?
I didn't know what rugby was at the time. I was a full-time track athlete. This was in I was a sophomore in high school, and I was a full-time track runner. I was on track to go to school for track. And then one day there was a stand set up at my high school. They had all these different clubs set up, and I was with my best friend, and we were looking at the different clubs. And rugby, their table, they were just so excited. They had so much energy. And then we just signed up. We put our names down. We did not expect to go. We still had no idea what rugby was. So then after we signed up, this one girl named Lindsay, every single day, she was like, "Are you guys going to come to practice? Are you guys going to come to practice?" We just kept saying, "Yeah, we'll come. And we never came. But she was very consistent and would ask us every day. So then one day, Jade finally was like, "Did you bring your stuff for practice?" And I was like, "Oh, we're actually going this time." So then we went, and I had so much fun at the first practice. Jade had fun. So then we kept going back. Then once we had actual games, I was just bawling out, and I was like, this is so easy. People do this for fun and professionally. I was just running around people. I was having a blast. I was like, this is like capture the flag. So if I could go to college for it, I would, which at the time I didn't know I could. And then I started going to different tournaments that were statewide, got scouted by colleges, got scouted by USA, got sent out to these camps here in Chula Vista. And yeah, that's how I got into rugby specifically.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. We have more rugby questions, but I'm going to ask Noah a question now. Okay. So this is a common question is, how do we meet? We made a video about this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that should have been the first question. But I think we should tell the whole full kind of story, because on the Instagram, it was a minute long.
Okay.
So it's 2024 now, but we met way back in 2022, May of 2022. And it was at the White House event. So after every Olympics and Paralympics, Team USA is invited out to the White House to do, different events, meet the president, of course, and, stuff like that. So after Tokyo 2022, the whole Team USA got invited, every sport. It's just Paralympics, and it's a whole thing. It's pretty cool. So we all got invited, and really, I met her literally in the White House, not at the events beforehand, afterhand, nothing like that. It was in the White House, and weren't we just walking around?
Yeah, I saw Noah. I was by myself because my teammates weren't on the same bus as
Same
me.
with me. I was by myself too.
Yeah, and then I needed like a picture taken in front of the White House thingy. And I was like, oh, can you take my picture? And then he took my picture. I took his pictures. And I was like vlogging on YouTube too. So I was just having it, like we were just together. Like we just stayed together. We were taking each other's pictures throughout the White House. And yeah, since our teammates weren't there, then then after that, we ended up like at the bottom of the White House. So you walk around and you stop and you look at stuff. Then we ended up at the bottom of the White House. And then that's when Noah saw his teammates. I still didn't see mine. I don't know where I went. But Noah like went off with his teammates. And then somehow we ended up meeting up again outside of the White House. Yeah. And that's where we took like the White House posted us on their Instagram story. Us two.
Yeah, it was literally like the
it was like
president. It was like the POTUS account, the POTUS Instagram account. That was cool.
Joe Biden was also still president, which is crazy because we got seen twice. Then they posted us on that account. We just took a picture, and after that we never really talked. Like I followed him on Instagram. Yeah. He came back to the center for a meet, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that was 2022, and then 2023. That next year, I came out to here in Chula Vista for it was like a little camp. It was like it might have been 2 weeks actually. I was here for like 2 weeks, and I was here for a meet. And I think were you training here? You weren't full time, were you?
I was here for what year was that? 2023.
Last year, yeah.
I was here for a camp, I think.
Okay, so we must have both been here for camps at the same time. And then I was, I think I was in like the cafeteria about to get some food, and I think you like came behind me or something and said hi. Mm-hmm. You don't know, right?
I don't remember.
I know you don't. But that's how the second time we interacted in person was like in the cafeteria saying hi again, like a year later. And then that really was that. I mean, nothing really. We kept like crossing paths here and there, but it was like that was that next year. I mean, didn't really hang out, honestly.
No.
And then so then I moved out here in early 2024, so January of this year, and then you were here full time by then. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, we were kind of just like texting, but like that's kind of how we first met. But then we first started like dating. That didn't happen until like earlier this year. So, ever since I moved out here, that kind of like opened the door for like more conversation, more time to hang out and stuff like that. So then we started dating in February. So
so it's been like 9 months, right?
Yeah, I mean it's been like about 8.5 now. So
8.5 months. It'll be 9 months soon. We're already moved in together, living our best lives.
That was another question actually. Someone asked if we live together. So this is not in the studio. This is in our house. We are filming in our house. We just moved in about a month ago. It feels longer now, but we just moved in about a month ago. So so it's been great. So almost 9 months now. But that's how we first met in the White House and kept crossing paths. And then when I moved out here, that's when we started dating. So
someone asked, "How do we know we're meant for each other?"
Nobody asked.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
how did you guys know you were meant for each other? From your followers, actually.
Okay, so honestly, we kind of talk about this from here and there.
That's a hard question to ask somebody.
It is, because there's no right or wrong answer, I think. But, I mean,
because your values align, what you want for your future self is aligned, the way you want to be treated and your standards that you have align. And it just feels like it makes sense. It's like very much, people always say that, but sometimes I don't know. In other relationships, I've never felt like I knew this is who I want to be with forever. And now I feel like that. So I'm like, it must be the case.
That's true. I mean, I would also just say our connection is pretty solid. We don't really, we argue sometimes. It's natural in every relationship. But we really just get we'll have an argument and then 5 minutes go by and we're back to normal. So we don't really linger over things like that. We don't really linger over things like that. We have a lot of things in common, so we have a lot of interests that really align. And it also helps that we're both like she went to Paris and then I went to Paris, and it's like we have the same goals, so that also helps in terms of just the overall alignment. I think we're on the same path, especially like we're in the same path, like athletically, and then off the field and off the track. I think we're doing like even just starting a podcast. Like we both have the same goals and interests, so I think that helps out a lot too. But obviously you never know. But it's like it is a very, very good start to something that's going to go on for a long time. So
agreed.
But yeah, that's a good question though. All right, let me ask you one though. Oh, here's a funny one. I want to hear your answer to this. Who is the most competitive one in the relationship?
You.
I'll take it.
It's definitely no one. No one wants to compete with me in rugby. He wants to compete with me in track. He wants to compete in all the games, and I just let him win because...
No. Even if it's scooter racing outside the neighborhood, I want to win.
I have a faster scooter than him. His stays in safety mode.
No, she lets my scooter die, so it only goes like 5 miles per hour.
I let your scooter die.
Yeah, because I don't use it that often. Because when you charge yours, it's like
it's my responsibility to charge his scooter, I guess.
No, we don't hit that one. But yeah, so that's I will say okay. In terms of when we're competing against each other, I'll take it. I'm more competitive, but she's really competitive on the field though. And when it's against like other rugby athletes. Oh yeah, you already know how she gets. But and even with me in track, it's like I don't like to lose. I don't like who does if you're an elite athlete. So I think that competitive spirit's in both of us. But if it's against me versus you,
it's definitely you. I consider myself competitive, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like. Most of the time, I feel like I'm just competing against myself. I will say that.
Okay, that's good.
Like most of the time.
That's how it should be though.
I guess, yeah. But I really do feel like I'm only competing against myself. Like my teammates, yes. Like they'll be full out sprinting and conditioning and I'm like, Ari, do your thing. Get through this. Do it your way. I don't know. I'm always competing against myself though. I will say that. Unless you're like literally in my position and like.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point because like team sport versus like individual, technically I'm competing versus myself as well when it comes to like PRs. Like you're not competing against anybody else, but competition does help. I will say it helps, but when you're training out of practice, you should be focusing on yourself. That's the only real way to get better. But
it's hard when you're in a team environment. I will say because you don't want to like directly compete against your teammates, but you have to.
Really?
Like you definitely do. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like at the end of the day, you want your teammates to win and you want them to do well and you want them to do great. So sometimes I just kind of look at it like if I do my best as my teammate and as a teammate and do my best myself, then I'm going to be the best for my team. I don't know. That's just how I think of it sometimes.
All right. That's good.
Okay. Next question. We can talk about Paris.
So how would you say the Olympics was?
The Olympics was also Paris was way better than Tokyo. Like the experience was significantly different. Like we got to do the whole entire experience where you get your clothes and you go to Nike, then you go to Ralph Lauren, then you go to Oakley and you get to get all your stuff and shop and you get fitted for your rings. Like Team USA really did their big one when it came to just the amount of stuff that we got, Skims, like it was very overwhelming. It was amazing. Got to see Simone Biles, took a picture with her. I'm in her documentary last episode. Make sure y'all go check it out. It's literally 0.5 seconds, but I'm so hyped to be in that.
Blonde hair, you can't miss it.
Yeah.
You won't miss it.
And it was just unreal. Like, it was unreal. I saw Sha'Carri, like, I don't know. It was just insane being around, like, such elite athletes that you see, like, on TV. So that was really cool. And then in terms of the games, like, again, unreal experience. I love my team so much. I love us so much. But this season, we haven't been, like, top 3 all year. But we have set out like a certain specific plan for us. Like we wanted to peak at the Olympics, obviously, and we did. In the final, we were not expecting to go against Australia because they're top 2 in the world. Like, everyone had their expectations. Oh, like New Zealand, France, and Australia would be like top 2, maybe Canada in there. But the game just went a whole nother way. I don't know if you guys heard about it or seen it anywhere, but we were like down by 7 points against Australia. And in like the last, literally no time on the clock, Spiff Cedric scored the final try, and it was just insane. We were all crying tears of joy when she scored, and it was right down the middle. So the conversion kick would be in the middle. We knew she was going to make it because it's right down the middle, but we didn't know anything. But we assumed that she was going to make it. It felt like we won. And the experience is just unreal. I don't know how else to explain it. We made history. And I think like we got a $4 million like deal from Michelle Kong, and just so many things came out of it. So like it literally showed immediate rewards after we won. Like hard work literally paid off. So we have a whole new program now. The overall experience was great. Like I took full advantage of it. Literally went viral for healthcare. Like that was amazing. And yeah, overall, I can't wait to do it again in LA, especially home soil. And we'll both be there. We don't have to travel far, which is amazing. We don't have to worry about a time difference. So it's going to be really fun for LA. I know we're both excited for that, but yeah, we're hoping to win gold, silver, or bronze, honestly. I should not say that, but we're hoping for gold.
I mean, any medal's a win.
Any medal's a win, honestly.
Especially in rugby, it's so unpredictable.
It's so unpredictable. Make sure you watch sevens throughout the year, but yeah.
It's true. It's entertaining. That was my first. Okay, it wasn't my first tournament because I watched her like throughout the year, but it was my first tournament watching every game, even if it was like Australia versus New Zealand. I watched them because like rugby's fun to watch. I will say, like,
it's only
she's not paying me to say that. Like, it really is like fun, and I didn't realize it was that like, I guess high pace and like fast pace of a sport. So the clock does not stop. So I mean, hey, it's pretty cool. So please go check it out. Oh, here's a question. Since we're on athletics, how do we make money in our respective sports?
Oh, that's good. Okay, first I'll start.
Yeah, all right.
First of all, I train full time. There was another question here. It asked kind of like, are you guys training? Are you working? This is my job. We train full time. We get paid by Team USA. We get paid by our sponsors USA Rugby has a sponsor and they also pay us. So we get paid full time salaries from doing our sport. Let's start there.
Yeah, we don't have jobs. Like,
we don't have jobs.
This is what we do.
9 to 5, I go into practice and I am working. I train in the morning. I have meetings in the morning. We have practice in the morning. We'll have a speed session. Then we'll have gym, and then we'll have another rugby session at the end of the day. And then you have time to recover. So it's a full schedule. Literally every day. We're off weekends and Wednesdays, and then we travel throughout the year to go on our tournaments. But to answer your question about the money, like how we make money, I make money from Instagram content, posting, social media, and I make money from getting paid by Team USA, the USOPC, and USA Rugby. How else do I make money?
Well, I mean, every 4 years. I mean, now you just got that medal money.
Bonus.
So that'll come every 4 years. And it's gonna come in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
Noah's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, so track. So really, okay. Since I'm a part of Team USA as well, we get a payment each month from Team USA. Like that's like that'll be there. But instead, let's just say this: we don't get paid that much in track and field. Like we all know that. Like it's not like we're getting paid millions or six figures a year. It's not like that. So, like for me personally, the way I make money is so for Tokyo, came home with 3 medals, 2 silver and a gold, I believe, in Tokyo. So like that adds up to like 80 something thousand. So you gotta learn to save. I will say, you gotta learn to save. So I was 19 at that point. So was I 19? Yeah, 19. So it's like you have to really gain some pretty good saving habits when you're making money like that at a young age. So medal money when it comes to like the games is a pretty good I guess, lump sum where you just get it all at once and you just have to save it. Or I'm sponsored by Nike as well, so every year, get paid through that. Panasonic as well, Panasonic athlete. And other just brands here and there, Archimed, a health investment firm, they help out a lot on the road to Paris. Yeah, I'm not quite here where I'm making money off Instagram. I'm not quite there yet. Even though I have though.
That's good.
But I'm not quite there. I'm trying to really think what else. Like those are the main 4 to 5 ways that I make my money in track. Like sponsors, or also I would say there's some competitions out there where there are prize money. Like let's say Prefontaine Classic. If you win, you get like prize money. So,
just got a package.
And there's my lamps.
Oh, there's lamps. More lamps.
My lamps. Cool. But we're keeping that in there. But I would also just say, yeah, like that's really what it is. Like it just, you just have to save and just really work with like the stuff you're getting, because it's not always a guarantee that sponsors will always come around and stuff like that. So, prize money, I would say, medal money. And sponsorships. So those are like the main way we make money.
So I'm trying to work towards getting more sponsorships, and this kind of leads into the social media question someone asked, like some tips for social media.
Yeah.
My number one tip is consistency, especially at big events like the Olympics and things like that. Like the reason that I kind of blew up in social media is because I was posting literally everything. Like I went viral for healthcare because I just was talking about an appointment I went to and how excited I was about free healthcare. You never know what's going to blow up. So the more you post, the more likely you are to find a video that's going to trigger millions of people. So, that's my number one tip for social media. And I would say also like have a niche, because that's the easiest way to grow. I don't have a niche though, so I can't really use that in terms. I don't want a niche either.
She has many niches.
Yeah, I'm just not one thing. That's not me. Yeah. It's harder to grow that way though, I will say, because your audience kind of gets confused. Like, what am I following her? But I want people to follow me for me and all the things that I do and that I'm good at. So it's a bit harder. So I would say find a niche and it'll be much easier for you. Noah's niche is sneakers. He's getting into the Nike sneaker review shoe. Like it's super clear.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Track and field and sneakers.
Yeah, track and field and shoes. Like it goes together. It's very clear. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's easier for him to find his audience that way.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point. Actually, speaking of, so that comes in one of my next questions. So are you taking any steps to improving the American healthcare system?
Oh my God. Yeah. So kind of. Yes. So I'm working with someone who is already on an initiative to try and further the healthcare system. He is in touch with legislative branches. So he's trying to lobby different, like he's talking to different governors and senators who are, trying to convince them to advocate and try to understand why we don't have free healthcare in America. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm helping him bring that stuff that he's doing to social media and making it more like available to the public, I guess, because you guys aren't going to be aware of what's going on there because he doesn't even use social media. So he doesn't know how to properly translate that to like the people. So that's where I'm coming in, where I'm trying to use like the healthcare system and different trends and like slide that into my content in a way that is organic and that people will listen and that people is something that I can get people to care about. So yes, I am still working on it. I have to finish a book. I'm reading more about it. I'm supposed to be finishing a book like in like 2 weeks it's called Healing of America. And so I can, have background knowledge about healthcare and be able to speak about that in these settings. So yes, I'm working on it. Yes, it's a slow moving process, but best believe we're going to have free healthcare in America within the next 10 years. Can't promise anything, but that's my dream.
That's a goal.
Okay. Next question. What's the hardest part about your sport?
Oh, okay. Hardest part about... Okay, so this kind of came into effect in Paris a little bit. So I would say normally in track and field, you'll have like 2 or 3 different events that you compete in at one competition. So like I mentioned, I had 3 races. Well, 6 races 3 events. So prelim and finals for each thing. So that's you're stepping on the track 6 different times if you make finals in all of them. So, but the hard part is, let's say like the 100 doesn't go well, and then you have the 400 in 2 days. You have to, quickly get your mind right and your body right to go compete again in a brand new race. So it's like, you just have to, let's just say if the 100 final didn't go well, didn't run a fast time, like you didn't get the medal you want, whatever the case is, you have to, take like a day maybe to like process. That's all you got.
Guys, I have to interrupt because
that's all you got.
We have about an hour.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not letting you interrupt on that. So anyway, so you have like a day. I forgot. Yeah, you don't have back to back.
14-minute games of full body tackling. You have about an hour to recover for your next 14 minutes.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Here's the difference.
Yeah.
You got that one. But here's the difference though.
Not belittling your pain.
No,
I do.
Here's the difference.
I do.
Here's the difference. Let's just say this 100 whatever one day, and then 2 days later, it's another race. It's like the 400. So it's like you have a whole new strategy, race plan.
Yeah, we got a new team, a different one, a stronger one probably.
Anyway, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So basically, for both of us, we have the same like hurdle. So it's like basically it would be you have to have a short memory in terms of just what you have done in the past. If it's not good, if it's negative, you just gotta forget it because you have another competition or game coming up. So that goes for both of us too. I'm glad you interrupted me.
I had to.
So basically, physically, you gotta recover. You can't just even that goes the other way too. If you had something that's really good and went well, you can't just celebrate and party all night. You have to recover. You can enjoy it. You can process it, but you have to take the time to recover regardless. That's number one. Eat well, hydrate, all that stuff. And then mentally just get your mind right for the next competition. So whether it's an hour, a day, whatever it is. So that for me, that's the hardest part. That might not be the hardest part for you, but for me, that's the hardest part because in Paris, you have to, like, the energy level is so high in terms of like what you have to get yourself up to run. You're nervous, you're anxious, you're excited. So there's sometimes we're even scared sometimes where it's like you have to get all the way up here in warm-ups and in the race. And then after the race, you come all the way down and you have to go all the way back up 5 different times. So it was like by the last race for me, the relay final, I was like, oh my God. Like I just have to get your energy level to 10. 6 different times, and that's just like a lot to handle, when you're doing that. But that's what we train for, though. So it's nothing we couldn't handle. So for me, that's the hardest part.
Mine is recovering physically after like full games or even practices. Like when we do full contact, trying to recover and just feel okay is like the hardest part for me in my sport. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here's a question that I know it's somewhere in there. So what is my disability? Let's start there. So
oh my God, yeah.
I am a visually impaired track and field athlete in the Paralympics. So, and it's really almost hard to know and tell if you're just looking at me. I don't really have glasses. I don't have a cane. I don't read Braille. So I'm legally blind. My acuity is 20/400. And, basically, I have a condition called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, and it takes away my central vision and leaves me with like peripheral vision, so which is the outside of my eyeball. So if I'm looking at something, I really can't see details until I get closer, or if I'm writing on paper, it may be hard to really see on the line where I'm writing, or if I'm reading small print even. So that's really, I guess, the basis of my condition. It happened 9 years ago, and it wasn't just like I woke up and I was like, I wasn't born this way. But it wasn't also like a day change. It kind of happened over the span of a year in 8th grade, and it kind of got slowly worse and worse and worse and worse until it stabilized where it is now. So, and for the Paralympics, there's a bunch of different classifications. I am in T12, And the visually impaired, like the visual classes are T11, T12, and T13. T13 is the least severe of the three, and T12 is me, so I'm kind of in the middle, and then T11 is totally blind athletes where you have a guide. You have to wear what do they call it? But blindfolds. I forgot the name. But yeah, you have to wear that. So I'm in the middle of the three classifications. So I have like the mild visual impairment. So you can't really tell by looking at me. So a lot of people kind of have that question, but yeah, I'm a visually impaired athlete.
Okay.
Here's another cool question. I would say we travel all the time. Like you're traveling next month. Where are you going?
Oh my God, yes. I'm going to Portland, Oregon, but then to Dubai, and then back to back, we're going to South Africa.
Crazy.
So we travel like 7 times a year to a different country. Yeah.
7.
Dubai, Cape Town, Hong Kong, Australia, Singapore, Madrid.
No.
Sometimes France, maybe, give or take.
On LA, I guess.
LA.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's about 7 to 8 stops, but I love my job because of it. Yeah.
What's your favorite city you've been to?
Ooh.
Well, that was what is the favorite city we've been to? So, we can go.
I would say, I'm going to steal his, but it's definitely Dubai or South Africa. For sure. Oh, also I love Hong Kong too. It's really fun. So those are my top 3. Dubai, South Africa. South Africa is super duper like dirt cheap. Like I got my hair done for like $100, and usually it's like $350 here. So like everything was really really cheap. Unless it's like an American brand, then it's still the same price. But everything's cheap. I love it.
Yeah, I would say Dubai. Really, I've been there twice now, both for track actually. But they also turned into vacations though, because it's like there's so much to do. Like there's the desert part. There's what bay is it over there? Or what Gulf is? I forgot what Gulf, but they have like a beach there, city life. So there's like all different aspects to Dubai. There's old Dubai, new Dubai. So there's a lot of different things you can do out there. So that's definitely my favorite. My dad's been there like 4 times. So Dubai's a cool city. Dubai's a cool city. It's you can't really be bored in Dubai. So that's my number 1. Oh, in a second. I didn't really experience Tokyo. That was COVID, so I'll have to redo that one. But yeah, really just Dubai and Kobe, Japan. Actually, this year that was cool. So that's really good food. It's clean. It's really organized out there in terms of transportation and everything. So Kobe, Japan, and Dubai are my top 2. I don't even know what my third one would be. Maybe like Chicago.
What?
Chicago's cool.
Okay, I never been there.
Maybe so something. But yeah, look, top 2 in terms of international. Those Paris is not really.
Oh my God, I also love Paris. What the heck?
Okay, well.
Oh my God, I don't know. I love Paris too. I like the people in Paris. Surprisingly, Paris showed so much love when I was there, so that's why I liked it the most. But the city itself.
Okay, that's what I'm basing off of. I didn't even meet anybody in Paris, but like in terms of the city, it was traumatic. I still have traumatic. In terms of the Uber, yeah, like the Ubers, it took you. There was times where we were trying to meet up in Paris, and you only lived like a mile away. Not live, but she was saying a mile away. It took us an hour to meet up.
But that was because of the Olympics, and like they had certain places cut off where you couldn't go. So it's probably not like that on a regular basis, but because it was the Olympics, there were a lot of like red zones, so Ubers couldn't drive. It was hectic, and I'm sure it was bad. I didn't want to Uber anywhere. I wanted to just take the train, we were supposed to just take the train anywhere, or like walking. I did not want to Uber.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. And then when they would drop you back off in the village was so big. There was like 4 different entrances. So the Team USA building was like right at the front of one entrance, and they would never drop you off at that one. So it's like once they dropped you off, you would have to walk across the whole village to get to. It was a lot going on. Yeah. So, but no, when I went to Paris last year, 2023, it was cool. It wasn't busy or anything. It wasn't like that. It really was probably just for the games. But I mean, Paris is cool.
I would totally go back.
Cool. So I think that covers most of the questions. So like we mentioned earlier, we'll be doing this every podcast, every episode. So we'll do like a Q&A at the end, maybe beginning sometimes, at the end though, for sure. But some days we'll do giveaways after the Q&A, so you just have to stick around for that. But yeah, this was fun. So every episode, maybe we can, like once current events start coming up in our discussions, or once we start competing, I know the questions may get a little bit more specific. So we'll have like a, not a poll, but we'll have like a place where you can drop some questions and we'll answer them. So this will be a weekly thing. So this was episode 1 of the Medalist Table.
Yes, and we'll be streaming on Apple Music, right?
Everywhere, really. So everywhere you can find normal podcasts, YouTube, Spotify,
Apple.
Yeah, Apple, really. Anywhere you can find podcasts. So the clips will be going on our Instagrams and stuff like that, TikToks.
Yep. Follow me on Instagram, Ariana.Gabrielle.
And then Noah_Malone13. So yeah, this is a wrap.
Thank
Episode
you.
1.
Bye.